Hey guys, welcome back to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we are back with a AP Twitch supplementary guide, and this is basically the same build that we've covered back all the way back in patch 4.1, I believe, like B or C, where I said this is Twitch's best build. Then it was then, but it isn't now because the crit builds are now way better, which we've covered in the past couple of days. So once again, I'm not going to be covering the runes. I'm not going to be covering the boots because they're going to be changing in patch 4.3 anyway, so there's not too much of a point to cover it. So anyways, what I've noticed is that some people who build AP Twitch, they like to go for a more like auto attack focused AP Twitch, in a sense that they like to actually go for like a Nash's Tooth into Riftmaker into like Death Cap. But I personally don't think that that's the way to go, because in my opinion, if you wanted to go for that kind of playstyle, why not just go AD Twitch? It's better. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to play like a Poison Burst playstyle. So we have Electrocute to allow us to burst, helps us get through lane more easily, as well as burst people down the late game. We have the Liandry's, which basically is gonna combo together with your own poison. Your poison is gonna reapply Liandry, so an enemy is gonna burn from your own poison and from the Liandry. So a lot of times you'll notice that you're getting kills off screen because people are just dying to the burn when they're low HP. So we have Nash's Tooth, of course, gives you the attack speed, ability haste, and in this case it's gonna give you AP. It's gonna actually give you AD first, because when you first get the Nash's Tooth, Twitch is an AD carry, it's going to give you 30 AD initially. But when you start building into Liandry's, like when you start buying Amtome and all, this is going to convert into 60 AP instead. And of course, this is also going to give you the on-hit magic damage. Then, of course, we go for the Liandry's. As I mentioned, this is mainly for the burn effect. Also gives you a bit of health and AP. And then we go for Death Cap. Of course, this is pretty straightforward. It's to just basically increase all of your AP damages. And then, of course, we go for Riftmaker next. This is where the Omnivamp comes in, the Void Corruption, True Damage comes in, and also a bit of Ability Haste, AP, and Health. And finally, as your last item, you don't really have any good options. Now, Void Staff is really bad on AP Twitch, and the reason why that is the case is because despite building AP, your E does AD damage, your W does AD damage and slows, and your auto attacks does AD damage, of course with the exception of Nash's Tooth passive. So and your poison does true damage, so there is actually completely no point in building Void Staff, except for maybe increasing the Nash's Tooth damage. So really no point. So last item, I generally go for Rune and Hurricane, but I've almost never reached last item when I go for AP Twitch in the matches that I played in. But you can go for Rune and Hurricane, you can go for GA, anything like that. And for the spells, once again, Ghost and Flash is really good. Exhaust if you need it, but with all that out of the way, let's jump into talking about the gameplay. Okay, so jumping into the gameplay itself, AP Twitch is kind of a completely different playstyle, or not completely, but it's mostly a different playstyle from the other like AD versions of Twitch. But honestly, I'm not too sure how the new rune system changes are gonna affect this. I'm not sure if Twitch is still going to take Electrocute. I know some people take Conquer or Lethal Tempo when they go AP Twitch as well. Like Conquer could be an option as well. I haven't tried it out personally. I haven't tested it out because, as I said, the new rune system is going to come out, so no reason to test out anything like that now. When it's all going to change anyway. So what's the point of testing it out right now? It's better to test it out later on. I don't know. Maybe even First Strike, but I think First Strike probably isn't the way to go on Twitch, definitely. But we'll have to see how it goes, what happens later on. So anyways, here you can see that we're heavily trading, and the reason why we're doing that is because we're trying to actually proc our Electrocute as often as possible. You can see that we're getting like good trades, especially onto Swain. Now, MF is a pretty strong laner, so we don't want to mess around with MF too much. You can see that my support is kind of semi-AFK a little bit, so when you see these sort of things happen, you should know that you can't really walk up and trade. You need to play conservatively, play under the tower, and just play back basically. Always happens from time to time. Sometimes people's internet connections are bad, they're lagging, or something happens in real life, things like that happen all the time. So anyways, here you can see we proc Electrocute on Swain, and we are also able to get a good E on him. However, unfortunately, our Seraphine dies to MF, so overall it was not too good of a trade. However, Kha'Zix is now in, and you know, I was a little bit slow to react to turn back around to help him out, but fortunately he does pick up both kills, but he does die for it, which overall I think it's alright. It's a 2-for-2 trade. Kha'Zix got 2 kills and starts his snowball. So I think it's fine. Now, I didn't manage to get any of the kills there, obviously, because I wasn't in the area, but I did, of course, get 2 assists, which I'm completely fine by. You know, I'm fine getting 2 assists at the beginning. With Twitch, it's sort of a situation where you take whatever you can get. So here I'm back. I managed to get the I don't know what this is called. I forgot what this is called already, but it's the component item costing 800 for Nash's Tooth, the one that gives you AD/AP. Now, obviously, because as I said, we are playing Twitch, it's gonna give you AD at the start, which in my opinion isn't even bad. It's actually good because you know, this of course increases your auto attack damage. So here I'm trying to get a trade onto MF. Got my 3rd attack there for the electric. You can see 3 auto attacks plus E does half of MF's health. So early game, Twitch becomes a lot stronger with the AP build with electrocute, and yeah, it's just basically just amazing, you know, with electrocute. I know that some people don't like taking electrocute on AP Twitch, and I completely understand why. Initially, when I first started playing AP Twitch, I didn't like taking electrocute as well. I like taking actually lethal tempo and like conquer, but only later on did I realize how strong, you know, electrocute is on Twitch. So here you can see I'm basically just bursting down the MF, and MF is basically dead. Swain is going to be the next target. Seraphine tries to help me tank the tower to finish off the kill, but unfortunately, you know, we don't have the damage. So we try to ghost and flash to, you know, escape the Xin Zhao. We dodge his W, but unfortunately we just barely died to him. Kha'Zix is back in the area to try to finish the job onto Xin Zhao. Unfortunately, Xin Zhao no longer isolated. Kha'Zix flashes out, dashes out, and gets to the fruit. So once again, overall, me and MF end up trading, and then basically Seraphine dies and Kha'Zix picks up a kill. So overall, again, more trading all across, you know, the bot lane. So it's been a really messy, a lot of fighting in the laning phase, which generally is not a good thing for Twitch. But when you're playing AD Twitch, it's not too bad. Like if you're playing AD Twitch, this much fighting in the laning phase is really bad because you're not really strong yet. But when you're playing AP Twitch with the electrocute, this kind of fighting isn't all that bad because you can burst people down with the electrocute. And when I say burst, I don't mean 100 to 0. I mean like taking like, you know, a third of their health with the electrocute, or something, or a quarter of their health with the electrocute is good, you know. Getting a chunk on them is good. Alright, so here, Swain and MF are obviously just trying to harass us. They have really high poke, compared to me at least. I don't have any kind of poke, unless you count the W, which doesn't really do any damage. Seraphine, of course, does have a good amount of poke. So we're gonna have to just basically try to basically get quick trades onto them if possible. We can't poke them, but they can poke us. So the only way we kind of win the lane is if we get down some poke. Not poke, get them some quick trades, but we don't go for a quick trade, we go for an all-in here. So here I'm just blasting down Swain and MF as best I can. I get the expunge onto both of them, and both of them are like really low. Excuse me, but so is the Seraphine. Unfortunately, both of them survive. Here I'm trying to get a catch onto Swain, and we do end up actually getting the Swain because he was backing right at the edge of the tower. So we are able to punish his greedy recall position, and we are able to actually pick up the kill. So here we push in the wave, and then we can rotate over to the dragon to help our Kha'Zix secure. Honestly, Kha'Zix does dragon so quickly, I didn't really even need to go over. But here Xin Zhao is now on the chase for Kha'Zix. MF is back in the lane. Here I'm Seraphine's baiting MF to, of course, come over here. And here, unfortunately, I don't have the damage to finish her off because I already expunged there. But you can see that regardless, that was a relatively good play. The 1 HP Seraphine is getting chased. I was just hiding in the tri-bush waiting for her to get close. I tossed out my W, which allowed Seraphine to land the root. And off of that, I was almost able to kill the MF. Unfortunately, we just lacked a little bit of damage there. And we couldn't really chase her down because overall, I think she does more auto attack damage than me because I'm building AP. But anyways, here we have the Nashor's Tooth completed, and we also have the Haunting Guys, which basically means that we're able to get the AP. So here is the Twitch classic, where you basically just walk into lane stealth, and you basically just get a quick kill. This is a mistake a lot of people make against Twitch, and this allows us to basically pick up 2 kills. It's a mistake a lot of people make against Twitch, because you know that he's invisible, and I don't know why so many people make this mistake of greeting for tower plates when you don't see the Twitch. I mean, he's gonna come for you, and he's gonna be invisible, so you don't want to greet for tower plates. In case you guys didn't know, if you get a 2v2 kill, as in you kill both the ADC and the support, Generally, you can get 3 plates because the towers are a little bit more squishy. If, for example, you kill the ADC and then you take some time to kill the support, then you can only go for 2 plates because, you know, the ADC is going to respawn and come back to lane faster than the support because you took some time to kill the support, for example. So you really have to know how many plates you can take. You don't just like stand there and keep on attacking the tower until you see someone coming. You need to know how many plates you can get, and then you retreat when you can't stay any longer, and not you're gonna get attacked. There's no point if, for example, you can only take 2 plates, but you try to greet for the 3rd plate, you get half of its HP, you see someone coming and you run away. That half a plate doesn't do anything, it doesn't give you any gold, so you don't want to make that mistake. But anyways, off of that kill, I'm actually now 4-1 and 3, so it's a really strong early game for me, and I'm able to actually pick up the Liandry's. Now, when you get Liandry's is when this build really comes online, because as I mentioned, this build focuses on burning people with the Liandry. So with the Twitch poison plus the Liandry's burn, they're going to be taking a lot of damage, and it's going to be so unexpected for almost anybody because they're not used to playing against this sort of Twitch playstyle. So here Swain is alone because MF has gone mid, so we're going to try to force down the tower here, which is exactly what we do. And then next up, Swain is going to be our next target. We're trying to just blast him down. I'm not popping the ult because Swain is a really tanky target, and we're not going to be able to kill him unless, of course, he just sticks around. So here, Xin Zhao flashes for the kill onto Seraphine. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do to defend the Seraphine here by our Twitch. Instead, we're getting run down instead. Here, I'm trying my best to kite out Xin Zhao. Here Kha'Zix is coming, and I nearly run into the Lux Laser, but thankfully I do not. I'm able to stealth and actually run out. And Kha'Zix once again picks up 2 kills. Now I have to say this Kha'Zix is playing really well. He's always at the right place at the right time. It's basically what you want from your jungler. They're always there, you know, ready to clean up a fight or ready to join in, you know, whenever something's going on. Could just be coincidence, but you know, I think not. I rather give credit to the Kha'Zix where credit is due, which is he's always pathing to the correct place at the correct time, and you know, he's being rewarded for it. He's 4 and 1 now. Surprisingly, despite him having double my kills, I'm actually like only 200 gold behind him, which kind of surprising honestly to me. Anyways, here Malphite just overextends, gets caught up by a Seraphine. Now here I'm just blasting him down. Takes a little bit of time to kill him, but we do get him eventually. We get the reset, and we're going to try to go for the Lux. Next, I get hit by the Lux binding into the Lux ulti, and I'm going to have to run. Now notice here how I'm not taking the fruit. If I took the fruit there, I was going to die. So many people make this mistake as well, which is, why are you taking the fruit? The fruit heals you, yes, but the fruit is going to cause you to get slowed. So anyways, here pretty risky play, but what I'm basically doing there is I'm just trying to get an assist by tossing my W into the air. And now Xin Zhao is here. I'm trying to see if I can get get anything done. Of course, I'm building AP, so the slow on my W is pretty insane. You can see Xin Zhao gets slowed by a whole ton there. He can't really do very much. But yeah, so once again, a mistake that a lot of people have is when they're low, they take the honey fruit. Don't take the honey fruit, just run away. You know, if you just run away, they can't catch you. But if you take the honey fruit, you're going to get slowed down and they're going to catch you. Notice how just now, if I taken that honey fruit, I very likely will get killed by the Lux E that was tossed at the honey fruit. So don't do that. Don't take the honey fruit. Just run. You know, so anyways, here enemy team is able to secure the dragon because of our death. So here we're going to be able to actually go bot and pick up this huge fat bot wave, and we're also going to be able to take the red buff over here. And yeah, so something I have not yet talked about is when you want to play AP Twitch. Now honestly, the answer is if you want to play AP Twitch anytime, you can do that, because AP Twitch kind of does mix damage. He does AD as well. He's not full AP because of the way his kit works. But I like to play it, of course, you guys know, when I'm lacking AP damage. So here we have, of course, we only have Seraphine on our team for AP, and she's building supportive. You can see that she has a Staff of Flowing Water at the moment. So she's building supportive, she's not building damage. So we're lacking the AP damage, so I've chose to go for the AP Twitch. Here MF gets caught out, but unfortunately she's able to survive. Here I was trying to kill her with my poison, but she's able to take the honey fruit. I'm caught in no man's land, get jumped on and knocked up by Xin Zhao, and Xin Zhao ends up killing me. Unfortunately, MF does end up getting assassinated by Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix pops the stealth and runs away, and now Darius is trying to help out the Zed and is able to defend the Zed successfully, and now it's Darius versus Xin Zhao in a 1v1. Darius gets the full stacks, But he's okay. I was gonna say he's unable to ult, but he does manage to ult eventually. And unfortunately, he does not get the kill. He dies. Kha'Zix once again is able to come in, clean up, and jump back out. So, you know, Kha'Zix again at the right place at the right time. And honestly, this is a very, very fun, very, very competitive game. You can see that the kill score is really, really even. We have people who are fed all across the board. Here I'm trying to finish off the Lux who's stuck in the pit. I'm able to get that kill. Here, I have a choice between Swain and Malphite. I'm waiting for Swain to walk over here. And now I'm just blasting the Swain. Malphite obviously is dead to Kha'Zix, so I'm just trying to stop the Swain from getting away. Kha'Zix plus me plus Zed should be a free kill onto the Swain. We are able to get him. And yeah, as you can see, Kha'Zix is giga fed. I'm really, really fed as well. Whereas Seraphine and Darius are not doing too hot. Zed is not doing too hot either. On the enemy team, Swain isn't doing too hot. Xin Zhao and Lux are giga fed. Misfortune and Malphite are pretty fed as well. So it's a really, really competitive game, and it's basically a game of who can carry harder. It's like can me and Kha'Zix carry harder than Lux and Xin Zhao, basically. And then we have like the supporting cast of like MF, MF, Malphite, and on our team we have like the Seraphine, Darius, and Zed, all that sort of deal. And it's basically just it becomes a match of who can carry their team harder. And hopefully it's gonna be me and Kha'Zix. So either way, we're just farming, we're gonna bank, and of course we're trying to complete Death Cap, which is gonna be a very, very major power spike. Now we've gone for the stasis because there's a lot of ways to get caught out here. If we get Lux Binder, we can stasis. We get caught in the MF ult, we can stasis. If Xin Zhao jumps on us, we can hopefully stasis and see if we can delay time for our team to help us out. So anyways, here Kha'Zix is able to secure the red buff. Xin Zhao kind of face checks into our team. I'm not sure what he's really doing here, but here we're able to blast him down. At the same time, we get blasted down by MF. And MF is very close to killing Kha'Zix. Fortunately, Kha'Zix number 1 has GA, but number 2 is able to one-shot her before that can happen. He tries to go for the one-shot onto the Lux as well, but Zed ends up finishing off the kill, and Kha'Zix gets the reset and also pops the GA, so he's still alive. So overall, we basically killed the 3 important champs on their team, which is amazing. And the only person that died on my team is me, which of course is we don't want to die, but overall, overall my team got the better side of the deal. They traded 1 for 3, and we got the 2 fed members on their team as well. So here Darius is trying to find a catch onto Swain, and honestly if he got the hook there, Swain is dead because he's gonna get run down by the Darius. But here what's happening here is Dragon is going to spawn, and here we're rotating over to the Dragon to of course help our Kha'Zix out with it. Now most likely we're gonna have our next fight here. Obviously the enemy team is likely gonna come and contest as well. We can see that Xin Zhao is actually on the Gromp at the moment because we saw briefly based on the vision on the minimap that he's on the Gromp. Dragon is up, and Darius is currently split pushing. The whole enemy team appears to be coming towards here. We can see at least Xin Zhao, Malphite, and I think it was Lux. No, it was MF is coming toward the area. Swain is there as well. So here, Xin Zhao for some reason hops the wall. Tries to kill the Seraphine, does not get the kill, and ends up more or less completely trolling the situation instead of securing the Dragon. Unfortunately, MF still manages to secure the Dragon. Here I'm just trying to blast down whoever I can. I managed to get the kill and the reset. I stasis to prevent myself from dying to the Swain. And here I'm able to use my W to slow down the Swain, get the redemption heal, and here I'm fishing to see if I can get the Lux. So I'm hiding in this bush. I know she's coming towards this direction. Unfortunately, she nearly actually just burst me down and one-shot me, but thankfully, I'm able to actually get the kill onto the Lux. That could have been a little bit embarrassing there if I just got one-shot by the Lux when I was trying to assassinate her. But thankfully, we are able to secure that kill, and we're able to recall and complete our death cap. Now, unfortunately, though, we did lose out on the Dragon, but overall, as I said, it's a really fun, really competitive game. Enemy team is like 3k gold ahead of us. We have a super duper fed Kha'Zix versus a super duper fed Xin Zhao. And then of course we have me, Lux, and Malphite all being the next few most fed members, and MF trailing closely behind, as is Darius at this current stage. Now it's amazing how Darius has managed to accrue so much gold despite having 8 deaths. Imagine if he died a little bit less, he would probably be more fed than me, more fed than the enemy team as well. So here, instead of going for red buff, I'm actually going for blue buff because having the cooldown reduction on blue buff together with the mana restore is kind of more useful for AP Twitch instead, because you already have a slow on your W, so the damage and the slow from the red buff is literally a little bit less important. And here, I didn't know this was gonna happen, but I was just trying to farm the wave, and I just get one shot by the Malphite and the Lux. So unfortunately, I die right before Baron. Could be a crucial mistake here. Here MF is trying to, of course, out the Baron down, and here enemy team does secure Baron. My team is in a little bit of trouble here. Kha'Zix is just trying to split push at this point, and my team is just trying to escape at this point. Unfortunately, Darius cannot escape. Darius does end up dying. Kha'Zix is trying to split push and pick up possibly inhibitor. Unfortunately, though, they have Baron recall, so we're not going to be able to actually, Kha'Zix is not going to be able to finish the job. He's going to try to recall to defend the base, but he instead ends up, finding himself in a 1v1 against Lux. Now Lux obviously trying to stop the recall, but ends up dying to Kha'Zix instead. Kha'Zix's GA gets popped, and it's becoming a match that looks like we're about to lose. Now, fortunately, I respawn, so I'm going to be able to run over to defend the base. Here, I'm blasting down the Xin Zhao. I get the poison pop, and it spreads onto MF, and here I'm flashing forward to try to get the kill on MF. You can see that Xin Zhao dies to the poison arrow, which is what I mentioned happens very, very often. We also get the kill onto MF. The Malphite gets caught in the wolf pit, and we are able to finish off the kill onto the Malphite as well. Able to secure the kill, and we managed to turn the game around. Now, the enemy team is all dead, and Elder Dragon has just spawned. So here we are going to be able to secure a free Elder Dragon, and that's going to change the complexion of the game quite significantly. Now, of course, enemy team still has Baron when they respawn, but majority of the team is going to respawn after Baron buff expires anyway, so that shouldn't matter too much. So now we are the team with the advantage because we have the Elder Dragon, which again, is just a chain of events that is like, that just boggles the mind. So anyways, here I'm just going to reset. We get a Fiendish Codex, and continue to build towards our Riftmaker here. We're going to have to push out the wave here because no one else is pushing out this wave, and the minions are going to get the inhibitor if we don't do anything about it. So here I'm going to have to push out the wave, and here you can see Xin Zhao has actually engaged onto Darius. Darius is actually really, really tanky, and the team is going to go ahead and try to help him out. He's put really, really low. Xin Zhao is caught in a 1v3 with me, Darius, and Seraphine. Here we end up kiting all the way back, and here with the Elder Dragon buff, we should be able to win this fight. As you can see here, the Elder Dragon buff is just killing everybody. So enemy team unfortunately took a bad fight. They tried to find a pick onto Darius, but unfortunately they were not able to get the pick, and instead they're all gonna die. And with the entire enemy team dead, that is going to be the game. We're gonna just push all the way down mid lane and end the game. So it's a really, really fun, really, really competitive game, as you guys can see. And we basically end off the game 10-4 and 16. You can see the power of AP Twitch and like the burn, as well as like how you can burst people down from time to time. And yeah, so as usual, I'm going to leave you guys with the stats. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.
Victory!